Hey guys, Randy here, and welcome aboard the Seabee Traveler channel. Just look at this gorgeous weather. Man, this is eastern Arizona, western New Mexico. And today, if it stays clear like this, I might have a special picture to get tonight, because we're heading out to the very large array, the satellite array. If you've seen that movie Contact with Jodie Foster, they filmed quite a bit of that out here. You'll probably recognize it with the big, huge satellite dishes, and it's set up in an array, like a Y-shaped array, to listen to space, the sound waves from space. So that is going to be cool. I've driven by it once or twice, but I've never stopped and actually taken a good look at it. So we're going to do that, and then also before we get there, there's going to be a couple of towns I wanted to stop at. But I think most important, we're coming up onto Pie Town, New Mexico, and there is always something you have to do in Pie Town, and that is stop to get some of that awesome pie that they sell here, just up at the top of the hill. Yep, Pie Town's about 100 years old. Back in the early 1920s, a World War I veteran moved out here. He filed a gold and silver claim. He built a shop and a bakery, and he started serving dried apple pies. And that is how it got the nickname Pie Town. So now you know the rest of the story. All right, let me get parked, and I'm going to run in real quick and get me some of this great tasting pie.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
Here's an aerial view of the Pie Town area. And you can see on the right there, that's the road that we came in on and the store that we stopped at. But what I'm noticing is that up here it looks really green. And when you're driving in on the road, you don't really notice that it's that green up here. That's the road that we're going to be heading down to get to the satellite array. And that white thing appears to be a satellite, kind of like what we're going to go see. But we're like 40 miles away from the array. And there's some more of the town. So it's actually a little bit bigger than you can see from the road. I didn't realize it was quite this big. And then you can see the shop that we stopped at to get the pie and that gas station right there. And you can see what I mean. When you're down here on the road, it doesn't look as green from down here. Now up in those hills, it's going to change a little bit. But yeah, down here just, I don't know, looks kind of dry and barren. Just look how gorgeous it is here. Man, all these pine trees, and you could tell they've got some good rain. It's greener. Little white puffy clouds in the sky. This is so nice. That's why I love traveling, especially in eastern Arizona and western New Mexico. It's just gorgeous here. Here's a little tidbit of information on this section of Highway 60. They used to drive cattle from Springerville, Arizona, all the way to Magdalena, New Mexico. And that's about 130 miles or so. But they would put wells every 10 miles. Just so when they're driving the cattle, they have some place to stop and let the cattle get water. But this, just up ahead is a small town called Dadle. And it's named after the Dadle Mountains. But there's also a campground ran by the BLM. I'm not going to stop there today, I don't have time. But it's called Dadle Campground, something like Dadle Wells Campground, which is one of the original wells from that cattle drive. Hold on, I just saw something. I gotta turn around. I just saw something. Sorry, I had to make this quick turn. I saw this old gas station, and then I saw like this old cabin or something along the side of the road. So yeah, I had to stop and check this out. This isn't the reason I turned around, but it's 33 cents a gallon when these were stopped being used. I remember these old pumps. The gas station was back there, the building itself. The reason I stopped was for this building. If you see a hitching post, it's gonna be cool. And there's a hitching post. So let's go check it and see if we can find something down here. Also, look at these vultures circling up above. I don't know if they found something or but this is a pretty neat little, cool looking old building. Look how these vines are. I kind of got to be careful for snakes. These vines are growing up. Oh no, they're vines. That's a cool plant. Pretty. It's like berries or something on them. Wow. Trying to watch for snakes. It's nice and cool today. It's about 60 something degrees. I don't want to go inside. Doesn't look too old inside though. It was remodeled at one time. But outside it looks, you can see the wood. Let's see if I can't find a picture here somewhere around this building. Maybe. Yeah, that's cool looking right there. And I like this side, this angle. I wonder what this was. Maybe, I wonder if it was part of the gas station, maybe a residence for somebody who ran the station. That's kind of, let's see, there's anthills all over the place. Oh, there had a garden or something here. It's lined. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, and then there's horses down there grazing in the pasture. Well, I thought that was worth a stop. This was a patio area, it looked like. You see some steps that went down to the door. So, as close as it is to the gas station, I don't know. I'm gonna go get my camera because I want to try and get a picture of that. All right, well that was fun, little stop. Stretched my legs a little bit and got to check out a cool building. But I am really excited to get to this satellite array. It's in a huge, big, wide open, like a valley or a big plain. And we should be, yep, you can kind of see it way off in the distance. You can see some of the satellites already. Yeah, you can really see how many there are now. Off to the right a little bit is it's the center of it. That's where the visitor center is going to be. And then this road goes straight across the path of one leg of this array. You can really see why they picked this location for this array. It is wide open. Somewhere up here, I'm going to stop before we get too close. I want to try and get the drone up a little bit to see if we can get a better view of the shape of this. I'm going to do a quick sweep, but this gives you a good idea of what it's shaped like and how big this array really is. That's right there in the middle is the center point where all three of the legs come together, and you can see Highway 60 going straight through that array. So as this road crosses this satellite, there's a little tourist area that you can stop, get out, take a look, and that's what I'm going to do. Stretch my legs a little bit and just get a general feel of the area. And also, good news is look how clear it is. So if I'm going to be here tonight, might be able to get a good Milky Way picture with one of these satellites in it. That might be a really good picture. But let me get parked and let's take a look. Wow, how cool is this? Very large satellite array is what it's called. It's a radio listening station. You can see it's like way off into the plains out there. And then across the road is the third leg. We have this huge, these things are so big. You don't realize how big they are until you see them up close. Man, that is cool. Let's see what this is a historic site. Official scenic historic marker, Plains of San Agustin. Northeast part of the Plains of San Agustin, occupied some thousands of years ago by large intermontane lake. It is down-drooped, graben, bordered by uplifted volcanic masses. San Mateo and Lore Mountains and Pelona Mountains are southeast, and Horse Mountain, the Datal Mountain. We're about 7,000 feet here. 7,030 feet. This is almost, it's just so surreal to see those things. I don't know. I know they have a visitor center there, but it is closed right now. I had it all planned perfectly, except for the time change. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna sleep tonight and I'm gonna try and come back to this. I also noticed a bunch of stickers on this guardrail. So I will have to be adding mine. I'll find a clean spot. And I'm still in awe. It's like just surreal to see these things in person. They're huge. All right, there we go. One other kind of cool thing about these is they run off of these railroad tracks. So they move them around. Probably maintenance. U.S. government property, no trespassing. But that sun is hitting them just right. I was hoping there was one closer to the road because I would have liked, it looks so clear out that I would like to get maybe get a Milky Way picture tonight. But this one across the street, across the road, is the nearest one, and the Milky Way is facing the wrong, it's facing the wrong way. Milky Way is going to be to the south of me, and that's north. Now, the best I could do is probably star trails, and those take a long time to do. That kind of stinks. Oh well, let's see what we can find out. It's kind of hard to tell, but they're moving. Slowly but surely. And you see they're all turning at the same time. I'll see if I can get my camera out to get a little bit closer view of it. And that's the visitor center that we're going to be going to tomorrow. And this gives us a really good view of this whole valley that's down here. This is wide open plains. And that's the direction that we came in on. Pie Town is that direction. It was a good pie. I had that pie. It was really good. And then this is these satellites right by us. You can see there how the railroad works, how they move them, and maintenance. Since I had a little bit of time to kill, I wanted to see if I can find a place to maybe get a Milky Way picture tonight. And this is on the road heading towards the visitor center. And I can see right now that this has good possibilities. It's pretty close to the road. We're heading south. And it looks like I might be able to park right here and get pretty close to this without going onto the government property. This looks really all right, my spirits are up a little bit. This looks pretty promising. I think I can do something with this. That's good to know. I'm gonna head back to that visitors parking area and grab something to eat and figure out my game plan and make our way back over here tonight when the sun goes down a little bit. All right, well, I think I found a spot to try and get a Milky Way picture. Looks like the clouds are all gone away, and it looks like it's going to be a good night for Milky Way. It's late in the season, so it'll be almost straight up and down. But still, I found a spot where I can get close enough to satellite to try and get that Milky Way in. And the other good thing is that This late in the season, Milky Ways are pretty early, 9:30, 10 o'clock or so. So that's a lot better than the 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the beginning of the season. So got my dinner cooked. I'm gonna get some Milky Way pictures and I'm gonna try and find a place to sleep tonight. This is really putting my new camera to the test. I don't know what I'm standing in. Gotta be careful. There's a lot of ant hills out here, I noticed. But this is the satellite I'm gonna try and get a Milky Way with. It's spinning, so you can kind of hear that. It's kind of eerie. It's neat. Well, good morning. I was up, I don't know, probably till like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock last night. And this is the satellite that we got the picture from. I'm really, really happy with what I got. At least on the back of the camera, it looked really nice. But I have to get it home, edit it. The way I do Milky Way photography, to get some of the noise out, I take probably about 10 pictures and combine them, and that helps get a clearer picture. Well, look at these cows. Make sure he doesn't jump out in front of me. I sure didn't hear any last night, and it can get kind of spooky when you're out. Let's see, my turnoff is going to be right up here. But when you're out by yourself someplace at night getting Milky Way pictures, your mind does play tricks with you. any little noise you hear, it's probably some mutant coyote or something that's coming to get me. But I'm really excited to get out to this visitor center. Everything worked out fine yesterday. Being here a little bit late and not having to rush to get through this. I think it worked out good, and plus I got my Milky Way picture that I was really hoping to get for probably 2 or 3 days before the trip. All right, well, I've got about, 10, 15 minutes to kill. So maybe when we get up to the parking lot, I'll take a quick look around. Or, you know what, what is this? It's like a little parking area here, maybe for buses or RVs, but that's a ways away from let's take a look and see. Maybe it's just overflow parking. I'm just guessing. I have no idea what this is for. Maybe it's just another viewing area to get some satellite views. So you can see here, very large array operated by Associated Universities, Inc., National Science Foundation. It's National Radio Astronomy. And that is such a cool picture right there. All right. Let's hit the visitor center.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
Well, I wasn't sure if this was the right place because there is nobody here. And it's right at opening time, so I think we might have the place to ourselves. It's one of the benefits of getting out here early. Not too many people sleeping out here, but hey, let's go. As you can see, these are the prices right now. Military, $8. It's a little bit of a discount if you're senior or military. Kids under 13 are free. Cool. Well, the door's open. $0.51. You can get a. Oh, I need to get a pen. See where everybody down here is put pins from where they're from that have visited here. Even the world. Well, a lot of Europeans. All right, let's see. Put my pen in here. It's really crowded, so we'll do it. Phoenix. All right, you're checked in and pinned up. So let's go check it out. Telescope feedhorn receiver. Radio waves coming from space are reflected from the large surface of the dish to the subreflector. There's a lot involved there. Man. Very long base array. A telescope more than 8,000 kilometers wide. Wow. VLBA, highest angular resolution of any telescope in the world. Wow. So here's some. This is a different type of array. NGVLA. And there's some different type of satellite than they have here. So this is kind of showing you what they have here. This model. Wow, that's a cool model. Get some reflection in there, but well, that's how they move it around on the tracks. There you go. That's how they move it around on the tracks. And they show some sort of video there. People behind VLA, the science. So this is what you can see here. Supernova remnant. Active galaxy. Radio galaxy, a spiral galaxy, the whirlpool, and And this is the satellites here. Cool. New technology, new capabilities. Profound questions, new answers. Wow, this is this is interesting. With the Lansky VLA fiber optic. Trying to read this here. Can't read it. See, it says with Carl G. Jansky VLA fiber optic correlator. Speed of 10 gigabits per second on a single fiber. Wow. Wow. That is a ton of information going through that one fiber. And let's see here, very large data. Very large plains. So you can see we are here. Wow, that is a big, huge satellite, all combined. Over 100 employees support the operation here. Wow. All right, well, let's take a walk outside. All right, so you have to turn your phones off while you're out here. Oh, it feels good out here. So gates are locked at 4:30 p.m. Oh, and if you're here in the summer, lightning storm, there's a lot of lightning strikes. Yes, you gotta be careful if you're here during a storm. Let's see, we've got it's a self-guided tour. That's what we're gonna do. And feel free to take photos, especially if you spot any wildlife that roams here. Digital cameras are permitted. Cell phone cameras are also allowed. Okay. Okay, so we'll pick up they have a map right there. We'll pick up a map, self-guided tour. This is kind of an overview. Wow, there's a lot to look at here. Oh, it's out of order. So this is this horn came from VLA antenna. When the spacecraft sped past Neptune in 1989, this horn caught the signals that made it NASA's spectacular images. A solar radio telescope. Wow, it's out of order, but you can turn these. Wow, so that's what's on these antennas. Are these satellite, I guess they're satellite antennas? It's listening, that's what's listening out there. Man, that's interesting. How those things can catch sound from that far away. All right, let's see. Slippery when icy or wet. Don't have to worry about that today. I got so lucky last night with it being clear. All right, so it's a sundial. Let's see here, the Bracewell radio sundial. In front of you is a giant timekeeping device called a sundial. So that's those piers with the silver balls on top. Piers for piers. Each of our sundials piers once held a 10-foot dish. Wow. The world's first radio sundial. 3 sets of ground discs mark the landing spots for radio shadows. So they have, looks like they have little flyers for each little area. You can get a flyer to see what it is. Huh. What do we have here? How does the VLA antenna work? Oh, I've seen one of these in San Diego at the Science and Space Museum, Balboa Park. Clear across the room you could hear the sound is reflected. You need 2 people kind of for it to work, but the sound is reflected over to here. It's focused in so somebody standing over there can hear you whisper. And especially being in the science theater, it was really loud, but you could still hear people whisper from across the room. What is this? Let's see, are those antennas part of the VLA? The tent-shaped antenna you see here is an example of the antennas that make up the long wavelength array. Number 6, how big is the VLA dish? Yes, I wanted to know this. Wow, 2 school buses, 82 feet across, the same diameter as a dish on a VLA antenna. Oh, so, okay. 2 school buses could park in here. So, I don't know how hard it is to see on the camera, but along the edge where that railing is a half arc. And that, if I stand right here, that tells you how big those things are. 82 feet across. Wow, that is big. Well, I see some benches over here, so I think, I see the railroad ties. We can walk over here. We'll see what these have to say. Looks like people have been riding on it. Might be a neat picture there somehow with get that satellite between that. Huh. All right. Let's see what this one says. This is number 7. Who keeps the VLA running? Yeah, they said they have like 100 people working here to support this. I can imagine there's a lot of maintenance. It's open every day except Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. So 3 days a year, they're not running. All right, let's see here, number 8. What are radio waves? You are standing in a shower of visible and invisible light coming from the universe. So the radio waves are beyond the infrared light in the spectrum. So here's a little chart. Radio, microwave, infrared. So that one little one little section is visible. Everything else is not visible to the eye. Wow. Out of all the waves, the radio waves out there, we only can see those little light waves. Man, that's interesting. The VLA site, why here? This site was chosen because of the high, flat, and far away from any city. The Plains of San Agustin offer a large flat area to permit proper placement and ease of movement. Yeah, I would agree. It's very, very wide open out here. And you know, another hint, if you're gonna come out here, do it at like 9 o'clock in the morning, as soon as they open, because I am the only one here. That's one benefit of getting out early and doing stuff. Wow, just look at these. Look at that thing, it's so awesome. And then you can see way off in the distance. It's a parabolic, so it's shaped like a Y. All right, I see another sign here. Also, they have, wow, this is going to be interesting. What does the VLA do? Radio waves captured by the reveal a dusty birthplace. Oh, radio waves captured by the VLA reveal the dusty birthplaces of stars and planets. How cool is this? It's a little big mirror up here. Oh, I can stand here and it sounds, that's weird. You hear the distance from here. I don't know how well the microphone will pick it up, but from here, you stand directly underneath this cone right there, and it reflects the sound back to you. Wow, that's cool. And you just walk 6 inches out from under it and it doesn't do it anymore. Desperate star lives. The center of our galaxy. Stars spray light and particles that sweep away loose dust and gas from quadrillions of miles. When galaxies collide, a massive black hole feeds on gas wow. All right, so it looks like we get to walk up right next to one of these. Wow, just look at the size of that thing. It's too bad you can't come out here after 4:30. Imagine be able to get this close to a satellite for a Milky Way picture or something. All right, so let's see here. We kind of knew why they came out here. They've already explained that to us, but you can see how wide open it is. All right, what is over here? Keep off railroad ties. Music of the spheres. Oh. So this is what kind of cool. But wow, just wow. Oh, you can hear it. I see what this is. When the wind is blowing, it starts to make noise when you get a gust of wind. Oh, here, the sound is coming. Wow. That's cool. The sound is coming out of that hole. Wow, that's creepy. Wow, that's creepy. But cool. All right. Glad the wind picked up a little bit while I was there, because I wasn't quite understanding what that was. Oh, look at this thing moving. Kind of gives you a good idea of how fast they can move. Oh, that's so cool. And they were doing that all night last night. Well, until about 10 o'clock when I was done with the pictures. They move a little quicker than you would expect, I gotta say. All right, let's go see what number 12 has to say. So each of the VLA dishes is actually larger than the biggest optical telescope in the world. A configuration. So you can see how the Y-shaped, it gives it, it's 27 large antennas, 22 miles in diameter. So those 27 dishes give it a 27-mile diameter, 22-mile diameter. So you can do an A configuration. A B configuration is 6.84 miles. C configuration is 2.1 miles. And then the D configuration, see if I can get out of the sun here, but D configuration is a little over half a mile diameter. So you can see A configuration, that picture, versus what you see with a D configuration. So that's why it's so big, so they can get a much clearer picture. They can get a much clearer picture that way. Wow. Amazing. It's still moving. Amazing. This is so fun. I'm glad I came here. And look, they're all moving in sync. They all move at the same time. Wow. So much technology there. Let's see, we've got giant antennas, 82 feet across. The electronics. Weak radio waves from celestial sources are collected by the highly directional antennas. The receiver is cooled to minus 427 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. To reduce the internally generated noise to otherwise would mask the very weak radio So they have to cool it down to minus 427 degrees Fahrenheit. Here we go. Total weight, 235 tons. Total height, 94 feet. 82 feet diameter. 4 electric motors. Wow. Gives you a little diagram. And there's the back of it. I'm even seeing they have those, you can see it very well, but they have little like wind detectors or, wow, look at that thing move, man. It's pretty quiet. It's actually when it's moving, it's pretty quiet. You see, they're all moving. It's kind of cool. I wonder how are they all synchronized like that? It's through some kind of computer program, probably. It has to be. See if I can get farther back. You can kind of see them all moving at the same time. Way off in the distance is the well, this was very cool. I didn't realize we were going to be able to get that close to one. Let's stop for a second. So I think on that note, well, I think there's one little other thing to see. You can definitely hear that from here. I guess you're supposed to sit on this bench. Let me try this one more time. If you sit on this bench, yeah, you can hear the sounds. It's probably, I did notice some of these strings are bent and loose, so it's probably a lot better when they get that fixed. And I saw somewhere that they got a grant to enlarge this. It's going to be extending this out even more. All right, let's see, walking tour this way. And I see a sign over there that says balcony tour open. All right, so we're gonna get to go up in a balcony. There's some stairs up there. I don't know if they have anything on the inside or an elevator. But, all right. So if you're handicapped accessibility, I'm not sure if you'll be able to get up to the balcony. But I'm sure maybe if you go in from another door, there might be an elevator on the inside to get up here. Whew. A little bit better view up here. I see a storyboard or something down here. I'm going to catch my breath for a second. The hub of the VLA operations is inside this control building. They use a supercomputer. 2,700 miles of fiber optics thread from the array here to the WIDAR supercomputer. Inside its radio quiet, static controlled room, WIDAR churns through 16 quadrillion calculations a second to assemble and distribute astronomical data for scientists around the world. Wow. I like that. That's cool. That might be a picture of the satellite in the window. There's some more signs down here. What happens in this building? Oh, this is the same thing. The next generation, very large array. It's 263 radio antennas centered here in the plains. So that's what's going to be next. The new type of satellites. All right. Well, looks like the tour goes down this way. So if you're on the tour, you don't enter the building. It's for authorized personnel only. What in the world is this? That's the parabolic. Huh. That is really neat. So it's a parabolic in any direction. Wow. Well, that's cool. A walking tour this way. Okay, this is going to tell. Here's a sign. 20 years of frontier science. Wow. So, any direction you look, it's a parabolic sculpture. Shiva Shiwana by artist John Barlow Hudson. Represents the three tracks of the VLA and the floating three-dimensional natures of the objects in the VLA studies. And there you go. That's what it is. The walking tour is that way, but we didn't go look at those things down there. I'll walk back this way, but then I want to go check those out. Well, that was pretty cool. There was only a couple people that I saw. So my advice would be to get here early. Get here early. I saw the busiest times, usually around noon. So yeah, we'll get out. Got a little bit of traveling to do, so I'm actually I'm ready to relax and drive for a minute to get to the next place. But anyways, this was really, really fun. Ooh, wind's picking up a little bit. Might be a good time to hit the road, huh? The other thing I should point out before I leave is they do have RV parking. You can see. All right, it is time to get out of here. All right, well, that's going to do it from the very large array. These satellite dishes are so cool to see. I think I got a really good picture last night, and I'm pretty happy with it. And the visitor center was just awesome. So anyways, I'm going to sign off, and just remember, never say goodbye. Always see you later.